The MacVoices Holiday Gift Guide for 2025, number 1, part 1. This is MacVoices. MacVoices is supported by Surfshark. Visit surfshark.com/MacVoices or use code MacVoices at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. Welcome to MacVoices. This is the talk of the Apple community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, it's that time of year. This is the very first MacVoices Holiday Gift Guide for 2025. These are always fun shows. They're always popular, but they're also just plain fun because we get together with some of our friends, share a little bit of holiday cheer. Not the drinking kind, just the emotional kind, and hopefully give you some ideas for things that you would like to give or get this holiday season. The rules are pretty simple. We do 4 rounds because we have 4 of us here on the panel. 4 rounds, 1 gift pick each round. So you end up with 16 ideas, and we end up spending each other's money. So it ends up being a good time. I'm going to introduce the panel in the order in which they show up on my screen, clockwise. So we start with Marty Jencius. Marty, great to have you as always. Happy holidays.
This is an expensive show for me. And then you're going to have more editions of it, and I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to find more things to buy. It's fun, though, also being on it, because you kind of have to review and think about which things would I want to share with other people. So thanks for having me, Chuck.
Yeah, and very festive in the red, Marty. I like it.
Yeah, well, this was the clean shirt today. So
thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Patrice Brend'amour is up next. Patrice, great to see you as always. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me. I mean, I've been looking forward to this all year. I was last year. I was like, oh, I got in early. I think I'll be on the first show, and I wasn't. This year it happened. I'm like, yes, first, because last year some of my picks were already taken. I was like, damn you. So this time I think I'm good.
Well, and it's always, Patrice, with you, it's a little bit of a challenge because you're in Europe. So as a result, you know, we have to make sure we hit a time that suits you. So I'm glad that you're here.
Yeah.
Last but absolutely not least, Michael DJ Eisenberg. You may know him as a MacStock speaker. He's been here on MacVoices, but this is his first gift guide. Michael, it's great to have you. Thank you for agreeing to put yourself in danger here.
Chuck, I appreciate the invite. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here. And I can tell your listeners or your viewers that, to be honest, most of the items that I'm about to recommend, I probably have, meaning that it is expensive. It does add up.
Yes.
Well, you know, that's just kind of the holiday way, right? If it's okay with you, we're going to keep the same order. And so that puts Marty Jencius up first with pick number 1 of 2025. Marty, go for it.
Well, you know, I could have easily gone for low-hanging fruit and said everybody should get a Vision Pro M5, but that's kind of costly. But I'm not going to put that on as my pick. I'm going to go with something that's much more reasonable. This is a MagSafe wallet. And it's a 5-card holder, and it also acts as a stand. And it's I have been avoiding MagSafe wallets because they only hold a couple of cards. But this thing works wonderful. It opens up. You can put your phone on it. You can twist it portrait, or you can twist it landscape. And it's got cards available on the outside and on the inside of it, and I've gotten everything carrier. It's also it also is RFD protection, blocking vegan leather for folks who are vegan focused. $16, and I can pull it off my phone. I can put it in my back pocket, and it's like the wallet that I usually have. Or I can put it on my phone, and if I'm on a plane or if I'm traveling, it becomes a stand for what I'm going to watch. So
Nice pick.
Cool.
Nice
but,
pick.
But Marty, can I counter that with something similar? Is that okay?
Well,
sure.
Oh,
yeah,
so
go ahead.
We all used to, carry wallets, in the back of the day. I have, going a little bit more old fashioned, is I have a money clip. And this money clip, as you can see, also has a holder for an AirTag. So I never sit on my wallet anymore because, quite frankly, sitting on your wallet is bad for your back. But not only is this a money clip, but also it's a credit card holder with RFD. And you can put like about 8 credit cards in there. My wallets. I'm sorry, not my wallet. My driver's license, a couple of medical IDs, credit cards, etc. It's by FURID, and I'll make sure that Chuck has that for the show notes. So, love the Apple related wallet idea. Mine just happens to have the AirTag, and you screw it in. So it's not like someone could just steal it, throw out the AirTag, and then off with whatever. Of course, they could still steal this, pull out all the cards and the cash, and run off with it. But this is what I've been carrying. I love it.
Interesting.
Cool.
And yes, folks, we will have links in the show notes for everything that we pick so that you can go right to that particular product and get the one that was talked about. So by all means, make notes now, but the show notes will be your friend. All right, we're off to a good start. Patrice, what do you have?
This year is the year of AI, right? Or actually, well, probably the last 2 years, but this especially, AI is exploding everywhere. So my gift or my cool thing that either you can give to yourself or can give someone else credits or give them a credit card for it. I think there's ways to do that. Is Windsurf. It's more a development tool. But you can use it for all kinds of things. Like I've edited blog posts with it. I've done all kinds of content. I've migrated server things with it. It's an agentic AI tool, so it has all the models you want. I don't know how many. It's not that expensive. It's like $15 a month for the base subscription. Gives you 500 credits. That lasts quite a long time. I think $10 for another 250 credits. And I'm literally, I use it for work. I use it for personal use. I have 2 different accounts, of course. I'm running sometimes 6, 7 parallel things on it. I'm like, okay, improve this script, work on this, migrate that, whatever. Because I'm basically observing it to do its things. And sometimes you have to stop it because it does sometimes do things. But it's just a really, really helpful tool. Things like, hey, I want to do this, but I don't know how. And I'll just tell it and be like, hey, this is the problem I have. What do you suggest as a solution? And we'll be like, oh, yeah, that's not a problem. Here's a script I wrote for you that will do that for you, basically. It's a really helpful tool in your toolbox that I think everybody should have. So, Windsurf.
Very nice. So it is principally for coders. It's not one of those that will generate an image for you or something like that.
It probably can do that. I would say yes, more because the IDE, the integration, it's based on Visual Studio Code. So the IDE is definitely more coding related. But if you're a product manager, if you're PO, if you're accountant, whatever, there's always little tasks that you need or little things you want to do or texts you want to edit or whatever that it can do for you. I haven't tried generating images with it, but the model probably is capable of it. It's the same models there's the GPTs, the Claude, the DeepSeeks, and so on. Basically all the models in the world that are good right now you can get, and they constantly whenever GPT 5.1 came out recently, and is already in it. Within a couple of days they had it. So they're always up to date with their models.
Good. Okay. I'm gonna have to check that out. I was not familiar with Windsurf at all, but it sounds like something that'll be fun to play with, if nothing else.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah. All right, Michael, for your very first pick for your gift guide appearance, what do you got?
Well, I am going to stay with the holiday theme. And with the holiday theme comes holiday travel. So what I think everyone needs to be either getting themselves and or for their loved ones is a compact travel surge protector. ideally with multiple ports and a long extension cord. Not only would be a hero at home, but you also be a hero on the road, because this way plenty of people will have access to those limited electrical ports, but also be protected, because we all want to keep our Mac devices protected. The last thing we want to do is have something blow out because of a surge from all the electricity that people are using this holidays to keep their lights lit and their outdoor decorations bright for their neighbors.
Okay, I like it. A travel surge protector.
I've got several, and I always travel with one.
Okay.
And of course, we all have one at home, and with our multiple computer setups, last thing we want to do is lose thousands of dollars on machines that we need for our day-to-day activities.
Yeah, I'm a little embarrassed to think about that. That I have a separate power extension that has a built-in surge protector, but I never thought of just an individual one that I plug in my power to the computer. So interesting pick.
But also, not only get a multiple one, but get just a one single port so that you can plug it into the airline electrical outlet port, because things happen, and I just don't want to be that person. I years ago had a electrical surge that came from the utility company that claims they didn't do it, but that's another story. But even though I had electrical surge protectors, it fried, and nobody wants to be in that situation because they're not fun.
No. All right, so for the end of the first round, I'm going to riff on Marty and Michael's wallet theme, because I do still carry a wallet. I live in a state that has not adopted digital driver's licenses. I still have services around here that I need to carry some kind of card to access. Yes, I know it's like the dark ages. But anyway, and a few weeks ago, I lost my wallet, and I lost it in the house. So that was a good thing. I wasn't paranoid, but I couldn't find it. Then I remembered that the folks at Rolling Square had given me a credit card sized tracker. I put it in my wallet. I tested it out. Yes, it works. You could hear it. And that was it. So when I remembered, all I had to do was go into Find My, hit the little play button, and the music started to play. And I found my wallet. I have no idea how it got to where it was. I would have found it eventually, but it was great to just be able to go. So I really strongly recommend this. And one of the big things I liked about this, first of all, it's like a thicker credit card, maybe like your Apple card that is a little more than just plastic. The best part, though, is the volume that this thing generates, because that was a big thing. We all know that's if there's one thing that's lacking with AirTags, it's that you really have to be quiet to hear them, especially if they would be, folded into a wallet or something. And it also obviously is a lot nicer to sit on a flat credit card than it is on a lumpy AirTag. So I would tell you, and definitely check this out. I think it's very affordable for what it is. It has now saved me exactly one large inconvenience. And I'm hoping I never have to use it again, but it's going to stay in my wallet because it did save it already.
Chuck, can I make 2 quick points on something you just said?
Sure.
About having your ID. I don't believe that most states recognize your Apple ID driver's license as a valid form of ID, that you actually do need to have your driver's license with you, or however the state rules and laws require that you need to actually have that physical copy. That also being said, I did read a post on Max Sparky with David Sparks, and he was telling the audience about how he had some problems with TSA, and they weren't recognizing his state ID on his Apple phone, and that he thankfully had his driver's license with him, his physical driver's license with him. So you probably need to hang on to both, and it's always a good idea to make sure you have a couple extra credit cards and not always rely on Apple Pay, whether it's not working or if they don't actually have it. And sometimes they want to see your signature on the back. Yeah. Although that doesn't happen often, it happens.
boy, I forgot about signing your credit card because I never signed my credit card. So good point.
And you can't sign it in front of the person. So, everyone take a second, sign your credit cards and go forth and holiday shop.
Yeah. Good tips. Real good tips.
Good tip.
Today's Mac Voices is supported by Surfshark VPN. Whether you surf for fun or work, the bad guys are looking for you. Hackers, trackers, data brokers, they're all out there on every network you connect to. At home, at the airport, at the hotel, lounging by the pool, even at your favorite coffee shop. That's why you need to rely on Surfshark VPN to keep your online life locked down, no matter where you are. Surfshark encrypts everything you do online and hides your real location so that what you browse, what you buy, and what you watch on streaming stays yours. It doesn't belong to your ISP, not the advertisers, and definitely not the people trying to watch your every move. And it's not just for your computer. One Surfshark account covers every device you own: your iPhone, your iPad, your Mac, your smart TVs, even your router if you want full home protection. Their Clean Web feature blocks ads, malware, and trackers before they even load, which means faster pages and a cleaner, safer, private browsing experience. And whether you're traveling or just scrolling on the couch, Surfshark protects you from the digital predators that never take a day off. So before you go back to surfing for fun or profit, give yourself real peace of mind. Go to surfshark.com/MacVoices or use the code MacVoices at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. The link is in the show notes just in case you forget. Again, that's surfshark.com/MacVoices or use the code MacVoices because your privacy should follow you everywhere. Thanks to Surfshark for supporting MacVoices. Wow, that's a fast first round. So, Marty, take us into round 2.
Chuck, I love your choice for round 1 because my son, who you've met, lost his wallet about a month ago and is now in the process of replacing he's already reported all the cards, but he would call me and say, can you check your car? I might have left it in the car, et cetera, et cetera. And I said to him, you just need to find some way to locate your lost wallet. So I've already got a Christmas gift for him, along with a lot, because he's like, well, I only need 2 cards. I'll get him also a larger MagSafe wallet to carry this other card in it too. So thanks for that.
No.
I have a second choice, and keeping in the spirit of the holidays, mine is about heart attacks, because why not? Why not get something that will help you take your cardio heart rhythm and such. And you might have seen these commercials on old timer TV, because they're big in the older generation. The AliveCore Cardia Mobile 6-lead personal EKG monitor. And this is the device. It's small, and it's about like a small remote that you can carry with you anywhere. And you can take your heart rhythm and get the 6 different leads instead of the typical 2 leads. And so that is a rhythm that I took, trying to get that in focus. And it is $129, and it will record all of that information. This summer, I was diagnosed with AFib, so that prompted purchasing this so I could regularly check my heart rhythm. Of course, your Apple Watch does that too. It gives you 2 leads though, and it doesn't give you other information that's helpful for your cardiologist. So this little device, again, stick of gum size device, you put it on your knee, you put your 2 fingers on top of it, and you get a 6-lead printout that goes right to your phone. And then you can save that. You go to your doctor, you can show it. You can even send it to your doctor if something funky is going on, so they can make some decisions. And it is, FDA approved in terms of a device, and you get results in 30 seconds, and it can hook up with whatever smartphone you need. Very cool. It's probably one of the neatest technologies I've seen, particularly health related, in this last year.
Mm-hmm. That is
So-
really cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. Marty, forgive me if I'm being pedantic. You said that you put it on your knee. Did you mean literally you put it on your knee, or can I put it on the table and put my fingers on it? Or is there some magic to your knee?
I don't think you will get the 6 lead. I think your knee and your 2 fingers on either ends of the terminal. So if you look at this device, the back of it has the part that goes on your knee, and the front of it, you put 2 fingers on it. So you get the whole kind of heart loop. And that's what gives you the 6. That's what gives you the 6 lead. Whereas the Apple Watch does a nice 2 lead one on it. We'll let you know if you go into AFib, things like that. This records ventricles, and it records other signals that you don't get from a 2 lead. You
Marty,
can also
does
put
the
it on
device-
your ankle, but you can also use it on your ankle. That's another place. But I haven't seen my ankle in about 2.5 years. So.
But Marty, does the device send the reports to your doctor directly, or do you send it through an API through their service to your iPhone?
It connects to your app on your phone,
Okay.
and from there you can send it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
I
can
didn't know
also
if
send it
stores
to,
it.
to
Yeah.
you can send it to
Probably stores it in
relatives.
Apple Health, I assume.
Yeah. It also connects with Apple Health.
My only
And-
concern is
100
security, making sure that your PII is protected.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But
130
app
bucks.
to Apple Health should be fine, and then you can decide how you want to share it.
And
Yeah.
and again, and Marty, I think you already answered this when you said ankle, but you don't just sit it on your pants leg. You have to put it just flesh to flesh,
It
or
has to
flesh
be
to
on
device.
Yeah, on flesh. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
That's
Somewhere
that's-
lower body, because it has to be lower. Probably you could do on your belly or something. Might be okay, but it's not convenient.
Yeah.
I could lift my shirt and do it on my belly right now if you'd like me to try.
Well,
No thanks.
thank you. We don't need demonstrations of products, Marty. I find this though really interesting, especially the multi-lead, because having had family members who had heart issues in the past, and we're talking not the distant past, but a number of years ago, and they'd have to go and get hooked up with the little patches all over their body, and all the cables running around, and then walk around with that for like a week so that they'd get adequate information. So that's phenomenal that you can get.
Yeah.
That's
My brother, who's a physician, or brother-in-law who's a physician, he's not endorsing the product, but he's like, getting those extra leads is real important for a cardiologist to see what's going on in your ventricle, not just in your atrium.
very cool. Great. Well, that means Marty will be around to do the holiday gift guides next year because he's taking care of himself. So
I'm not taking care of myself. I'm just giving data. I'm just getting data. Let's be clear about that.
Step 1, you
Yeah.
have to have the data, and then you can take care of yourself.
yeah, exactly. Patrice, what do you got for round 2?
So I'm gonna pick something that I got recommended by, I think it was Pilot Pete last year on the holiday gift guide. I was on with him. I think it was last year. It is I think GL.iNet. I don't know how to pronounce that company. GL-MT3000 travel router. So it's a little, I'm not as prepared as Marty, because my travel router is literally, it lives permanently in my suitcase. I literally take it everywhere when I'm traveling. I'm traveling a lot. I'm like twice a month or something, usually somewhere in Europe, and for work mostly. And I mean, you have the typical, you have hotel Wi-Fi's, and you're like the whole, the captive portal where you have to go in and put in credentials and all of that. And then you're on the hotel Wi-Fi with all your devices, and you have, like us, 15 devices with you. Well, probably not 15, but at least 3, 4, 5 devices sometimes with you. So this solves it. It's a little, I don't know, cigarette pack sized router. It's a Wi-Fi 6 router. and you can power it over USB-C if you want. It comes with a little power brick, but you could also just plug it into any USB-C, should work. It has 2 Ethernet ports. It has a WAN port if you wanted to connect like to a hardwired connection somewhere. And it spans up your own network, and it handles, which is really important, it handles those captive portals. So you can connect it to the hotel Wi-Fi, and then basically whenever that pops up, one of your devices will show it to you, and you can basically enter whatever you need, and then all the devices get the Wi-Fi correctly again. So it's really handy. I connected it to my Tailscale network, so I can access all my Tailscale stuff. You can use it with VPN services and whatever. It's like a fully capable little router, but it's so small that it fits like basically anywhere. You could throw it in your backpack or whatever. And it was like a massive improvement of my travel this year. So GL.iNet they have a bunch of different routers for your needs. This one I think is Wi-Fi 6, which is more than enough for what you need for hotels. It can also connect to 5G modems or stuff like that. So it's actually capable of a lot of things.
So I'm going to ask you both, do you have any issues connecting with the hotel Wi-Fi and doing the authentication with your, your member number or whatever? Because I've tried these before and gave up on them. Not necessarily this one, but just in general.
Mm-hmm. No, they handle it really well. The software, basically, there's a little checkbox that you check and say, please handle public Wi-Fis. And it will detect it, and it will present it on your device. So if you're on a Mac or your phone, whatever, you will get the standard pop-up, but you only get it on one device. And once you've done it, it's for all your devices at once, because the router is actually the one connecting and not your phone.
Nice. Okay, good. Michael, round 2.
Well, keeping with the theme of travel, I like to recommend the Anker Prime Power Bank 26K. It's a large battery, one of the largest that you can actually take on an airplane, and ideally keep all of your devices charged. It's more of a backup than something I'm going to rely on day to day, but I need to make sure that sucker is in my travel case so that wherever I go, whether there's a power outage, whether I'm stuck on a plane with no plugs, or issues at the hotel, or quite frankly, issue at the family that I'm staying with. You just want to make sure you have enough power for all of your devices to make sure you can get done what you need to do.
Traveling with your Vision Pro, for example, on a longer flight, it's very handy because you could literally just plug that into your Vision Pro into that, and you have 10 hours of video with you.
So, not to be a downer on this, but it's something that I just came back from a business trip myself, and the instructions have become very explicit from the flight crew and even on the ground before you get on the plane. If you have a power bank with you, they want you to have it like right there in sight all the time. Not even in the overhead. They want you to have it at your seat. Michael, is that something that makes it any tougher to travel with?
No, not at all. I mean, it's a size of a very small brick. It's not terribly heavy, and it's say 6 inches by 1.5 inches or 2 inches by 2 inches. I mean, and that's a little bit on the large size. It fits sort of like in the side of any of the bags that I take. And I've never heard that announcement because the amount of energy that it holds, amount of power that it holds, is still within the limits that is allowed to be brought on board an airplane. So I've never had a problem. I've never even heard that announcement. And, not that I'm studying airline requirements day to day, and I do travel fairly frequently, about once a month. So I've never had that issue.
I found if you just hide it in a Cinnabon bag, you don't have any problems.
We're back to discussing your health, Marty, with the Cinnabon. All right.
And no comment about making it sticky from your Cinnabon, right?
Nobody wants to touch it.
Yeah. Oh boy.
God.
I was so glad Gamut isn't here.
Yeah.
So my pick, this has kind of become a perennial pick for me because everybody needs a good Bluetooth speaker. And there are a lot of great ones out there. So, but my favorite unconditionally to balance out size, expense, and weight, as well as audio quality, is the JBL Flip Series. The Flip Series is up to number 7 now. I love the JBL sound profile to it. The 7 advertises about 16 hours of playtime, and that's, give or take, depending on how you're using it. I've got the 7. I think I've got at least one of each the whole way down to the 3, and they still continue to be useful to me in different places, different ways. One of the really nice enhancements to the 7 this year is this new push lock system. Before, there was just a little lanyard, which was like a game changer anyway for a Bluetooth speaker. But now with this push lock system, you can have that lanyard back. You can also have a carabiner that is obviously a little bit stronger, and they're talking about more accessories for it. Not exactly sure what other accessories you would get for a Bluetooth speaker, but that's beside the point. This one, it may be, depending on what you're comparing it to, it may be a little more expensive, it may be a little less expensive. Usually there's a sale sometime around the holidays. But again, you can get smaller ones, no question about it, and significantly cheaper ones. And they sound like it. This feels like this is a pretty much no compromise Bluetooth speaker that if I really wanted to disturb the neighbors with it, I can. And if I want to disturb the other hotel guests, I definitely can with that much power. So, it's the connections to my iPhone are automatic. If memory serves, I think I can connect this to up to 2 devices to have it feed. So, and you can, if you get 2 of them, you can turn them into stereo pairs. There are just a lot of really nice features here. But bottom line, I usually just use mine as a standalone solo, and it does great. So JBL Flip Series. If you get the Flip, if you get the Flip 6 or 5, you can get them a little cheaper. They're still on sale most places, but the 7 is the latest and greatest, and I think worth the money.
Definitely worth the money.
So, yeah.
Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices, or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you MacVoices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.